Welcome to The Dentist Show. Let's jump right in.
Welcome to The Dentist Show.
The Dentist Show.
We're surprised you're listening to another one.
Yeah, honestly, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, I think you'll regret your decision.
Yeah, this episode you get to learn about me.
Yeah.
And why I do what I do and who I am and where I come from. It might be interesting.
It is actually a great story. It's
Yeah.
a fascinating story
Yeah.
of your life.
Yeah. Some
And
people like it.
What's the next almost 40 years going to look like? For
Yeah.
Ryan?
You know, it's funny you bring that up is they say 38 is actually
For men.
midlife now.
Especially for men.
Yeah.
And I'd say like you passed it.
Yeah, I think I've already passed
You're
my
shooting for 72.
For anyone who's wondering, I have now passed my midlife.
Midlife crisis. Anymore.
My life is at least 52% over.
I'm there with you. So it's okay.
Whatever. Terrence, when we were at the gym this morning, he said, "Oh, that guy." As I told him, I was like, "Hey, don't kill him today. I need him to live for a little bit longer." And he's like, "Oh yeah, look at him. He's gonna live till he's like 85." And I was like, "I don't want him to live that long."
85. I'll take
So
85.
Terrence thinks you're gonna go to 85.
All right.
Yeah, and he's seen you work out. So
85. I'm not quite halfway.
there you go.
I'm still like
See, I'm 52% old, and you're not even halfway.
Yeah, I'm gonna outlive you for sure.
Probably.
Well, let's hear about Ryan's story. So one is we met in Arizona, but he's not in Arizona. And where are you originally from?
Yeah, I'm originally from the beautiful Quincy, Washington, and nobody's ever heard of it.
I have.
Yeah, you have by association.
What's in Quincy?
Quincy is a small farm town. We've got about, I don't know actually how big it is right now, but when I was living there, it was about like 7,000 people.
So why do people live there?
We like farming. Farming's a big thing out there. We've got potatoes, we've got apples, we've got grains, we got other seed crops. It's really known for farming. And you either grew up on a farm or you worked for someone on a farm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. We do have a lot of hay and alfalfa and stuff like that too.
And did you work in the farm?
I did. Yeah, I grew up on a potato farm. My dad was a second generation farmer. All through my childhood, we were farming. I grew up thinking I was going to farm when I grew up. And a little plug for Grant County, which is where Quincy, Washington is. It is the #1 potato producing county in the nation.
Take that, Idaho.
Yeah, Idaho. Sorry to break it to you. I think there's actually 2 states that produce more potatoes than Idaho, but that's okay.
But they branded their state.
Yeah. We also do apples, and we didn't want Idaho to feel left out. So.
What's Washington's state motto?
That is a great question. Do you know it?
Oh.
I don't know it.
No, like Idaho's like famous potatoes.
Yeah, I don't know what Washington's is, and I know that they're the apple state.
You know what Arizona's is?
No, what is it?
The Grand Canyon state.
Oh, Grand Canyon State.
Oh. So how many you came from a big family?
Yeah. We made up like 10% of the whole population of Quincy. No, it wasn't that big. I actually have my parents are both we're both on their second marriage. And so my dad had 3 kids. My mom had 2 from their previous marriages, and then got together and decided 11 more should round things out. So I have 2 basketball teams in my family, and then some subs.
Overachievers. So how many were like your full blood?
11. So we can
Same mom, same dad. 11.
Same mom, same dad. 11 of us. So of the 16, there's 10 boys, 6 girls. Of the 11 of us, so my biological full siblings, there are 9 of us boys and 2 girls.
Jeez.
Yeah. We were the labor. We were the farm labor.
Did you all 16 live in the same home?
Never at the same time. By the time we had all 16 alive, if you will, some of my siblings had already moved out or went and lived with their mom before that. So there's never all 16 of us in the house, but I want to say probably at one point in time, there's probably 10 of us at least in the house at the same time, maybe more.
And probably a small farmhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. We live actually, we lived, I think there was like 10 of us in a single wide. And if any of you know what like the reefer trailers are, those are the refrigerated semi trailers. We had one of those right next to our house growing up. My bedroom was in that trailer. Yeah. So it was me, the boys were in the reefer trailer, summer and winter.
I didn't know reefer trailer. I thought that meant like that's where you went to get.
No, the reefer is smoking weed.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Refrigerator.
Refer, maybe.
Refer.
Maybe is how you. Yeah, but it was always said reefer when I was a kid. So anyway, we were in the reefer trailer.
It makes more sense what happened to you as a child if you're smoking weed at 10.
Well, you know what? As far as I know, I was not smoking weed at 10.
Yeah.
And I have smoked, but I did not inhale.
So big family. So overall, well, how did you enjoy having a big family like that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pros for it. One, you learn to share really quick. You learn to fight for every meal, so you never go hungry.
You eat quickly.
Yeah, eat quickly. It's, I don't know. There's a lot of love, a lot of sharing, a lot of getting along, and a lot of fighting, as one would expect. Obviously, with that many people in one household, we have such varying different personalities and desires and everything. But overall, I feel very blessed to have been from a big family. We grew up going to church as a family, and we had, for when I was a kid, what felt like the ideal family, right? Obviously, I was a kid, and I'm sure hindsight's 20/20, but with my parents having, previous marriages, there was some things going on with their exes and stuff that I had nothing to do with and know about as a kid. But when I was a kid, it felt like I was in a perfect, good farm life and good place to be.
Yeah. And then you had some strategy. Wow.
Tragedy?
Strategies. Tragedies.
Don't try to church it up there, Chase. It's tragedy.
Tragedies happen in the family. You lost a sibling first.
Yeah. So when I was about 6 years old, I had a little brother pass away, and he was 3. We went to a family reunion where we go to every year, and it was at a lake place that we go to, and he ended up drowning. And so that was pretty traumatic as a kid. Luckily, at the time, I was younger when that happened. But then within a few years, I actually even had a sister pass away. And my sister was actually died in a farm accident where she fell off the back of the truck and my dad backed over her. So, within just a few short years of my life, I've had 2 siblings pass away. And obviously, as anyone could expect, that took a toll on the whole family, right? Parents included. My dad, big time, killed his little daughter, right? What was really tragic and hard for the family and a big thing to get through. It felt like the family was working through it. We were getting better. And then within a couple of years, my dad died. So within a handful of years, we lost one of my siblings or 2 of my siblings and my dad. Now that was really hard on the family, right? We have, for 10 kids still at the house at this point, 11 kids at the house. 9 at the house because we had 2 siblings pass away. So there's 9 of us at the house now. Dad just died and mom's doing it all by herself, right? Well, mom, reasonably understandable, actually got into some drugs, prescription drugs to start, ended up getting court ordered to go to rehab, went to rehab, met people with better drugs, and never came home. So there we are with 9 kids at home. I'm 14 at this point, and my older brother just turned 16, and there's no mom around, and we're watching all the kids. And the crazy part is it didn't feel as crazy as it is, right?
Right.
It was just more of it's what we had to do.
Yeah, your survival mode.
Right. And so that's exactly what we did. We went into survival mode. We mom's gone, dad's gone. We don't know anything about a mortgage or how to pay the power, but we figure things out, and we're just paying bills as they come in the mail. And my brother and I who are old enough were working farm labor, doing alfalfa and stuff like that for some of our neighbors and some other people that we met. And we weren't telling anybody mom was gone, right? We were worried what would happen if, CPS or something got involved. And interestingly enough, I was dating my girlfriend, who's now my wife, of 20 years this year. Trapped her hard.
20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why she still sticks around.
Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. So, but Cassidy and I were dating, and she was having some tough times at home as well. And she actually ran away and came and lived at our house and took care of the kids. So there we are now. I think it was right about when I had turned 16, it was mom disappeared. So dad died, mom disappears. Now I'm a 16-year-old young adult, and my wife and I and my older brother are earning money, taking care of the kids, going to school during the day, not telling anyone anything's going on. And ultimately it came down to, we know that this isn't sustainable. It's not going to work out long term. And so we got some uncles and aunts and some older siblings involved. And, one of the toughest things that we did is we chose to reach out to these people and our aunts and uncles and siblings, and ended up ultimately separating the kids to different homes. And, Cassidy and I were fighting tooth and nail to make sure we stayed together. And so we did. And we ended up actually having our first child at 17 years old. So Cassidy and I are now 17. Well, I'll give like a recap. Lost 2 siblings. Dad passed away. Now have a baby on the way and getting married at 17.
Yeah. Sounds like success.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like statistically speaking, 20 years wasn't even like, I don't even think Cassie and I thought it was possible when we were like we just, this is the process. This is what we're doing. Actually, just part of this story wants me to say is like, as you guys are listening to us, one of the biggest things I think Chase and I stand behind, at least me for sure, is like, what do you have to do to make it? Everything it takes to make it, right? Everything it takes to get what you want, that's what you do.
Yeah.
So there's no secret formula. There's no secret sauce. It's just like you just keep doing the hard thing and choosing the best choice presented with you, and you will be successful.
Yeah, 100%. So, there's 2 ways you could have went too. There's a lot of ways you could have went. But you
like reefer.
You could have went to the drug route. Like, my life sucks. I'm just gonna drink, or I'm gonna just do drugs to just wash it away.
Yeah.
Or I won't be like my mom. She did it, so why can't I do it?
Yeah.
Or the hard choice is like, well, we're just gonna make this work, and we'll get a job at 17 and just figure things out. That's after making those hard decision after hard decision after hard decision. It's like, oh, this is easier now. Life's way better.
Yeah, you make enough hard decisions and choose the best option possible at each junction. Eventually, the decisions get easier to make. Maybe not easier to make, but
it's more automatic.
Yeah, you stacked some wins. You trust in your decision making, and therefore it just makes more sense. Right.
You have the confidence in your decision making and know that do good things.
And I was 17. Now newly married at the time, right? Scared out of our mind. Like I was working farm labor, and then it's like, okay, what now? Right. And my boss, we're entering winter, like within like a week of my daughter being born, he lays me off.
Nice.
It's like, sweet, we're heading into winter.
Yeah.
Got a newborn. Yeah. We're 17 and no job.
Yeah.
Luckily I get into some cold storage place where they store like frozen potatoes and stuff like that. And that's really where maybe my future in business maybe started, at least the understanding of how things work. I started like paying attention to like what the leadership team was doing and how could I get into a leadership position. And I only worked there for a few short months, but it was the first like company I worked for. I've been in farm labor, and most small farms don't operate on the day-to-day levels like most businesses need to in a sense to be as profitable and standardized and systemized. And I think a lot of farming's gotten that way, but definitely at the time it was just more like, hey, we got this hay to do, like get out there. Right. But I started to see like, hey, these like corporate businesses, and like they have like the standardized onboarding process, the system and the way they do everything. And I was like, that kind of triggered my mind. I was like, okay, maybe getting into leadership of some sort might be a possibility there. So then I ultimately took a job, a couple years down the road, a couple other jobs in the way in between there. Ultimately got a job working at a manufacturing facility where I went from basically being the guy that swept the floors, worked there for a few years, and worked my way up into supervising one of the manufacturing teams. And so I had about 25 employees at that point, and I'm 21 years old, 2 kids, number 3 on the way.
Yeah.
And we bought a beautiful house on some acreage, and we bought it in December of 2007.
Perfect.
Right. I mean, what could go wrong after buying a house in December of 2007? 2 kids, number 3 on the way, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you don't remember, that was the Great Recession of our time, and where the housing market crashed, and along with it went a lot of people's financial security, and with it, my house. Right.
Yeah.
So when manufacturing started to tank, we went from 1,000 employees at my company to like 300 employees within that next year or so. It was kind of at that moment we're sitting at my house. Cassie and I are like on our front porch, and it's like, what are we going to do? Right? We got these kids we got to raise, no education outside of high school, and no plan. Right? Cassie and I were sitting there, we call it our front porch moment, and she's like, what about like a doctor or something? And I was like, I literally looked her in the eye and I said, only preppy douchebags go to college.
Yeah.
So I'm a preppy douchebag.
So
I would like you to know. Yeah. But so we were sitting on the porch like the weeks before for closing our house, losing it. And we decided, let's apply to college. Let's make a go at it. I now have 5 kids, a beautiful wife, amazing business partner, a thriving business. Like I said, all of it just comes through like taking each adversity that's handed to you and each difficult decision that comes towards you and turning it into an opportunity to learn, grow, and develop, and then choosing the next best thing.
Yeah.
I think in Frozen, the second movie, they say something like, take the next right step, right? And that's all you got to do. Take the next right step. I truly believe that through all of the adversity that I've been through, and there's people that have it way worse than I have, right? I think we all know that. The reality is anybody can do anything they're committed to, as long as there's not like biological like reasons they can't. Like, I will never play in the NBA, just not tall enough, fast enough, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to like your business acumen and your ability to grow and develop wealth, or to develop teams or take care of your community, you can do anything you want if you're committed to it. And that's what I urge everyone that's listening to do, is find out what you're committed to and work towards that.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
Make it happen.
And enjoy, like, I think we all go through hard times, and they're different levels.
Yeah.
For sure. Like my mom and dad are still alive. None of my siblings passed away. Things that you go through that are hard.
Yeah.
And I think if you could somehow, like, if you think about feelings, like happiness is just a feeling. And sometimes hard times, it's just hard times. And if you can figure out how to enjoy those hard times, like the best you can, like, I know this sucks, but I'm going to be glad I went through this in a few years or something. You can live life at a higher intention level. Yeah.
And I think that's it. It's like choosing your why. Why do you get out of bed? Why do you continue moving forward? And understanding that happiness is 100% a choice. Like you said, it's like, you can be doing and going through the hardest thing in life, and you can actually be emotionally saddened and like you just lost a loved one or something like that. And you can still choose to be happy that those around you are alive, or that you get another day, or right. It's not being laughy, funny, happy. It's choosing like true, deep joy and happiness is something we can do every day.
I agree. One of the tricks I have when I'm going through like let's say you're going through a tough extraction or root canal, sometimes like, this sucks. I hate this. I can't believe I'm stuck on this tooth forever. A secret sometimes like, but I'm grateful I'm doing this, and I'm not doing, like, if it's 120 degrees outside.
Right.
I'm not like doing asphalt work right now. Or I'm grateful I'm not the patient. Like sometimes it becomes that like fundamental, like I'm just happy I'm not that. I'd rather do this because I know in an hour, worst case scenario, I'm done.
Yeah, you get to step away.
Yeah, and be
even
done.
even if you didn't get the tooth out, it's someone else's
It's
problem
someone
because you
else's problem.
referred it.
Yeah, like in an hour, I'm done with this. So what's the worst case? So sometimes when you're going through hard times, even when we did Ironmans and triathlons, sometimes like this is miserable.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would be like, at least I have my legs and I'm walking right now.
Right.
Like, at least I am able to do this. And as soon as you start showing like a little gratitude or feeling those feelings of gratitude, a lot of times those bad feelings go away immediately.
Yeah, it's hard for negativity to live inside of positivity.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. You've been such a good example of that and done so much when you had so many opportunities, like say, screw the world, I'm out of here.
I do sometimes say that.
We all do. We're dentists. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, you know what? There's 100% those days where it's like, I just want to burn it all down and be done. Right.
Yeah.
And every day it comes down to just like what you said. It's like, and I get the opportunity to coach this team. I get the opportunity to help this patient understand why what we need to do is in their best interest. Right. Because we could be out doing something we absolutely hate. And if you hate dentistry and we can't help you understand what the benefits and what joy you can get out of it, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a better spot for you. I'm just grateful that when it's 120 degrees outside, I'm having this really difficult extraction and not working outside. That's why Chase is going to live till 85. If he was working outside at 120,
it'd be like
60. Done at 60.
Yeah, 100%, 60. Yeah.
He'd melt.
Yeah. But that was more about Ryan. So
yeah.
I hope you guys got to know him, and obviously you'll get to know more and more as we keep recording these podcasts.
Yeah. And if there's any details you want to ask, I'm pretty much an open book. You can go ahead and comment in the comments section, or you can ask questions directly on our website. Just stay tuned because you get to learn all about the Dr. Chase Davis soon.
Get to the that like
that. Yeah, it's like the Ohio State.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you'll wait. You'll figure it out why that's important.
That's right.
Stay tuned.
I love it. Well, thanks again for joining us, and until next time, go listen to our other ones. We have 6, so go download them and listen to them. And
that's right. The Dentist Show.
Go subscribe and use the bell thing.
Yeah, do all the things that that we want you to do. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Cool, man. Okay, thanks, guys. See you next time.
Yep. Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Dentist Show. We hope that this episode helped you make smiles about more than teeth. To get more resources to grow as a dentist and to learn more about Chase and Ryan, go to thedentistshow.com or just follow the link in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, share with another dentist in your life and help us grow the movement. And be sure to rate and review wherever you're listening.